Well, good day to all of our awesome following. Want to do this very quick update. Of course, if you have been following any of our training, you know we like to start each of our trainings off with something that's nice and picturesque. We do have a live webinar on tonight, Tuesday, July the 26th. I want to give you some quick THW update news here. So please watch all of this. We'll keep this as short as we possibly can. Real quickly, so as I'm doing this, it's about 2 in the morning, U.S. East Coast time. We're just under 700,000 that have registered. But what we really want to pay attention to are the demographic profiles. So we've climbed over 250,000 now. If we do the math, we've got about 38% of those that have actually registered that have taken the demographic profiles. Let's make sure that everyone that we're getting registered going forward takes those demographic profiles. Also, we've got about 1,079 hours left to soft launch. So what does that mean? Or left in the soft launch. So what does that mean? I'm assuming that after that time period that we'll have at least one country online, if not more, viewing. If we divide that by 24 hours, we're talking about 45 days. So about 6 more weeks. We want to keep building. So the moment that we can begin viewing, it's not just you viewing. You've got a team of folks that are viewing, so that helps you to build your income. We believe there's going to be some folks coming out of the gate with very high 5-figure monthly incomes, those that continue to build. So let's go over just a few announcements here. This is coming from Worth of Web. This is a third-party site, and what it does, and I don't know all of its analytics behind the scenes to determine the value of a website, but they're determining THW Global based on the traffic that THW Global is getting is worth about $24 million. Okay, you know, we've been asking, is it crap? Is it gold? Well, they're saying the site, this is a third-party site, they're saying that the THW Global site is worth about $24 million. And they break things down, and they say that, you know, currently with the traffic, and I don't know what monetization tools they would be looking at to arrive at these figures, but they're saying that the estimated revenue per day could be $3,800 a day, $114,000 a month, 1.3 million a year. And keep in mind, we're still in pre-launch / soft launch. You know, nobody has seen the first ad just yet. Traffic estimate, 38 million page views per month, with more than 250,000 visits a day, 7.6 million visits a month, 91 million. 7.6 million a month, 91 million a year is what they estimate. 1.26 million page views per day. That's colossal. Okay, so obviously I know we want to be viewing right now, but again, if you look at the soft launch, looks like we're about 45 days away or so for at least the first country or two or what have you coming online. Those of you, excuse me for clearing my throat in your ear, those of you that are in countries that you don't quite have those numbers, I really believe that once we see the first 1 or 2 countries come online, that things will just explode across the world, really across the globe, because at that point, you know, folks would be able to view, start making money, and that word would get out. If over 600,000 people have registered, and going on now, 300,000 folks have taken the surveys with no one having viewed anything up to this point. What do you think will happen once we start viewing, people start making money and what have you? A few more announcements here. Again, don't forget our live webinar on this evening. The post that was sent out, not everyone got this, but so this is why we're sharing this. They were talking at the end of last week that mobile ads jumped to over $100 billion already in 2016. Last week, 10 companies spent over $94 million just on TV ads in the U.S. 10 companies spent over $94 million. The pizza industry spends over $1 billion a year in advertising. just in the U.S. Again, if their goal, this will transcend network marketing. This will be much bigger than anything that we've seen in network marketing. The prescription drug industry spends over $6 billion annually in advertising. Just Geico and Progressive, just those two insurance companies, spend over $2 billion annually. We've got a couple new slides we're going to be integrating into our live webinar, some things, some updated numbers we have from Google. Just some crazy pay-per-click numbers that Google is generating with certain keywords, particularly dealing with legal and insurance. They did go on to say that in a few weeks they're going to begin doing a test market with our international viewers. They said the test will provide many videos and advertising content in 16 languages. The test market will not be a paid test market, but it will help them to evaluate where we are and what they can promise to advertisers. I know we all want to be viewing right now, but it's things like this that have me leaning a lot more towards gold than crap. All right. Now, I know there are people out there saying it's crap because we're not viewing. But when you understand that they're looking to break into the global advertising arena, this is no small project, ladies and gentlemen. This is not just something you just throw together. This takes a lot of numbers, which is what we're starting to do now. All right. And really, again, we still only have, as far as I'm concerned, I don't look at the 600,000. I don't pay attention to this number here. I'm paying attention to this number over here. Okay. If Facebook had done this in 2004, there would be people saying it's crap, because nobody heard of Facebook. Facebook at that time started on a college campus. And so I want to really challenge you to have some vision. All right. What's our worst case? Our worst case is that it is crap. That's our worst case. All right. One of my multimillionaire mentors taught me this. He says, always look at your worst case. And if you can deal with the worst case, then go and do the deal. All right. And then he would say, when the potential rewards are great, don't be afraid to take the limited risk. Okay. So our worst case is that it's crap. And crap doesn't mean it's a scam. It could mean that they just don't deliver or what have you. And we've seen that time and time again in traditional marketing, network marketing, or what have you. But so that's our worst case, all right? Which is why I would say, is it crap? Is it gold? You know, we don't know yet. We won't know yet for still a little while here. But what if it's gold? What if it's gold and there's only 270,000 folks that are really paying attention as it relates to having filled out their surveys? And this is something that will ultimately have tens of millions of international viewers. Okay. And so what if it is gold? Okay. So let's finish up here and start around third. They also talked about that some of the payment options will be PayPal, Google Pay, Solid Trust Pay, Payza, THW Global Pay Card, some other pay systems, and folks will even be able to request a check. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you know, these types of posts where they're talking about these things, you know, they just lead me to believe that there's something very special brewing behind the scenes. Obviously not prepared to say it's gold because we don't know. And I'm certainly not going to say it's crap. I don't believe that is the case. You know, we have to see if they're going to execute, obviously. Now, real quickly, so we've got a webinar tonight. We've got, if you're getting this via email, you should also have a swipe that you can send out to your audience to invite them to the webinar. Guests, you can invite them to the webinar if they haven't registered with you yet. Maybe new folks that have just come on board with you, invite them out to the webinar. And then obviously this coming Thursday, we'll have a training webinar. All right, so Tuesday night is our presentation night. Thursday night is our training night. Okay, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you on tonight's. Oh, here's the thing. We have close to 3,000 folks registered for our webinar, and we certainly don't have 3,000 seats for the webinar. So I'm going to strongly recommend that you and your team get to the webinar at least 15, 20 minutes before the webinar starts. We will open up the webinar room about a half an hour early. So it's at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll open up the webinar room at 7:30 so people can go on and start securing their seats. Make sure you're there, 15 minutes early at the latest. You want to make sure that you get a seat. Again, we've got record registration for the webinar, close to 3,000 folks registered for this particular webinar on Tuesday night, okay? With that being said, we love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours.